Okay, so Thor Ragnarok is a couple of weeks away, so if you don't want any massive spoilers for the post-credit scenes, make sure you veer off now. And I will not talk about movie spoilers, I'll just be talking about the end credit scenes, but of course there will be small mentions of the fate of some characters, so fly away if you don't want anything ruined. Now Thor Ragnarok picks up a couple of years after the events of Age of Ultron. We now have Thor and Hulk, and it's a big mess. But so let's just start off with the mid-credit scene, which is the most important one, I would say, in the continuation with the storyline of the overall MCU. In the mid-credit scene, we see Thor and Loki on a ship going to Earth, and Loki stressing over how will he be received after the event? How will he be received after the events of Avengers 1? We all know Avengers 1 that we saw Loki leave pretty much with a muscle on his mouth, so we can pretty much assume that Earth would not be too happy to have this maniacal being back on their turf. So Thor promises him that everything will be fine since he is the god of thunder and everybody loves him, blah blah blah. And then we see a massive ship that basically belongs to Thanos called Sanctuary hover over them, and boom, end. This is more than likely moments before Thor becomes a bug on the Guardian's windshield, as we saw in Infinity War Comic-Con trailer, which, by the way, I think we should be getting pretty soon, because I mean, it would make sense to attach this to Thor. What else would you attach it to? And hopefully it comes sooner than later, because I'm pumped and I need this now. So Comic-Con trailer, let's go. And I mean, it would just make sense to have this for Star Wars as well, so I don't see why not, but let's get back into it. We also realize that this might be the moment where Loki is giving the Tesseract to Thanos in the trailer out of fear and probably just to be spared. And maybe this is right after Thor went up against Thanos and Loki's like, holy shit, I cannot compete with that, let's just see what we can do. So this mid-credit scene really is the connecting tissue, as I knew we would have for Infinity War, and this is exactly what we needed. We needed to see Thanos right before we see him in Infinity War and see him really wreak havoc on whatever it is, and I think Thor and Loki would be the best choice to have him go up against first. Seeing as they are more otherworldly and stronger than the other Avengers, it would just make sense to me. And that's pretty much the mid-credit scene. Now let's talk the post-credit scene. And this one's a more humorous, as we ultimately get with the MCU films. We always get something that's a little bit more serious and connects the rest of the universe, and then we get one that's really one-off and just deals with the universe that we just saw, and it's just humorous. So this one deals with the Grand Master. We see the Grand Master come out of a container, and he is in front of a lot of Sakarans, and as we know in the movie, he is a dictator in the planet Zakar, and he pretty much gets these gladiators to fight it out and duke it out, and they ultimately rebel against him, and thus we see the Grand Master pretend or make them feel like this was all part of his elaborate plan to help them rebel and regain their planet and whatnot. He congratulates himself, and it's just a funny and interesting clip to see. It means we're pretty much going to see the Grand Master in future MCU films, and most definitely we'll be seeing him in Infinity War. What role he plays there, it'll be interesting to see. He definitely has a lot to do with it, because he is pretty much related to the Collector as well, so there is no way that this man cannot be in Infinity War, and there was no way they would get a big time actor like Jeff Goldblum to just be in one single movie, so we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. But pretty much all of these are connecting tissues to the Infinity War movie, especially the mid-credit scene, and I am definitely pumped up for that. So I'm hoping that we get to see a trailer pretty soon for that, because it definitely would come at the right time right now. So let me know what you think about Thor Ragnarok. Do you think the end credit, mid-credit scenes were everything you wanted, or could you have put something else in there that would put them to that level? Let me know in the comments below, I'd like to know. But anyways, as always, that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We'll be doing a lot of Ending Explains. We'll be talking about the movies, reviews, all that good stuff. And as always, make sure you give it a thumbs up and comment and share, and I'll see you all next time. Stay positive.